Book 1, Bazur's Plot, Chapter 18, Meeting the rest of the rescue team. We got up and went to the boats. It looked very small now, seeing both bigger men, Jack, and massive seafarers standing by it. Tara seemed to think so too. "Do you think we should take your boat, seafarer?" He looked at his boat behind the shack and said, "No, that's a seaboat. But I do have a small boat here too. Maybe me and Sarah will go to that one and you go with this one, so we have weight divided somewhat evenly." "I follow you, Tara. I don't go inside the land areas normally, so I don't know where to go to." We all nodded and got to our assigned boats and seats, and I followed the seafarer to his boat. I felt butterflies in my stomach. I don't know what to think about of this adventure or rescue mission. It felt like everything started right now, even though nothing had really, in a way, changed from 10 minutes ago. Seafarer's smaller boat was similar to Tara's, maybe a little bit sturdier in structure-wise. I sat in my place in front in the bow and looked around me. The nature here is so beautiful. It is like a mix of earthy, wonderful things, but then more vibrant colors everywhere. Dimensions are wrong, like big mushroom houses, and the most imaginable sceneries possible appearing around the corner everywhere, ranging from duller, earthy type of spruce woods to vibrant sunflower meadows where flowers were taller than houses on earth, or wondrous cliffy areas where interesting, almost birdhouse type houses were emerging from cliffs themselves. I wonder who lives there or lived there. I did not see any movement on those houses. Maybe they were also abandoned because of Bazur. If we did not have this mission, I would have gotten lost exploring this beautiful place, just admiring the lovely places. The boat jumped over a wave caused by the first boat, and it cut off my dreaming. I held myself more tightly since the ride was now a little bumpier. We were going faster now than coming down to seafarers. I guess since he was now with us helping, we must get on with the task as soon as possible. The scenery was flying by left and right. Tara drove her boat first, and we followed her with seafarer. The sun started to set. The sky was filled with so many colors. I had never seen anything so beautiful. There was not much light, but I was looking forward to seeing if this big lake was ending or if we're going to maybe camp for the night. My stomach started crawling, and I was getting hungry. I saw far away the forest and cliffs rising almost straight from the water. I wondered that if that was where we were also coming through on the way here. I thought I saw a twinkle of a light against the dark forest in front of me. Was that a fire? Maybe I was imagining. We were going so fast, it almost felt like flying on the water. The forest and shore grew bigger and bigger and darker by the moment. Suddenly, I heard more than saw Tara dropping speed and felt seafarer to do the same. When we were close enough, I could see actually Tico and some other creatures were actually on the shore by the forest. They're waiting for us, and I could see fire going. Wasn't that too risky? The fire, I mean, I wondered. We came ashore almost to the same place where we left. Yes, I thought so. When we were going to the seafarer. There was now a somewhat pier where we could tie our boats. I say somewhat, since it was just a log that was secured to the land and allowed the boats to be tied in. Otherwise, we needed to slosh about to the shore from the boats. That was fine either way for me. I was not afraid of water. It looked like super lovely shore with a tiny beach with sand anyways. White sand was still glittering with different colors reflecting the last sunset colors. We got to shore, except Seafarer was hesitant. Tara noticed and said, "Stay there. We don't know how long we need the underground elves' medicine to keep you functional on the land. So I asked the guys to meet us here for that reason. So let's catch up here and sleep and of course eat dinner. And then in the morning we will go to the second wood shore. It is anyways about 10 minutes walk to that woods to reach the river that is splitting the first and second woods." Seafarer looked happy and said, "That works for me. I really don't feel I really don't feel well on the shore." I looked at him. "So you get land sick when others get seasick?" Everyone started to laugh. Seafarer tried to say yes between laughing, but he did not manage to do so. Once laughter started to die out, we all gathered around the fire, but we left a spot toward the lake open so Seafarer would be included. I guess Tara had briefed the situation to Tikko and other capritors and other creatures since the fire was set very close to the lake in order to also include someone from the water side. Tara started to speak. I think it is best if we start with the introductions. She introduced herself, Tora, Seafarer, me, and Jack, to Tikko, other capritors, and some huge creatures that look faintly like bears. I briefed the plan so far. Also, she mentioned that we need to have an agreed plan on what to do if we meet Bazur in his army recruitment rounds. I felt eyes on me when my name was mentioned, and Tara continued. This is the plans from our elders with the blessing with White Goddess. We have open topics and we rely on these humans to help us and learn to undo curses. However, we have not figured out a better way to undo Bazur's human curses so far ourselves. Nothing has worked for the last 2 years. This is the best plan we have had so far and the best probability to work. I know some of you probably have doubts. I felt Tara was really speaking to the other creatures than Tikko. Tikko looked relaxed, but the other capritors looked suspicious and very alert. Those massive creatures did just look at me curiously. Tara was continuing. But let me tell you how Sarah here already masters Fairy Queen's moving spell. She got halflings and underground elves medical gifts as well. I first was wondering why Tara wanted to explain like this, but looking at some of the participants, I could now feel more trust coming from them. It made really sense. The whole Myria had been suffering for a long time. It is hard to trust some random humans to quote-unquote help or quote-unquote rescue them. Tikko stood up and said, "Yes, fellow capritors and moorbears. I know Sarah. I live with her on Earth. I can vouch for her. I also know Jack." He paused and looked at the others. I saw now that even though they were the same kind of creature than Tikko, some of them look very different. However, they were all very beautiful. There were about 10 of them, including Tikko present. I saw careful nodding. Then Tikko continued. "Tara, here's our scout team of capritors. Here is our pack leader, Tarnok. My name is Tikkovar, but since Sarah knows me by my earth name Tikko, we will use it. The others prefer not to speak to humans, so me or Tarnok will handle the communication where needed toward humans. Tarantora, for you they will all speak the normal manner, no change. Tarnok stood up. He was such a beautiful man, Capritor, that I could not stop staring. There was something very much godlike in his posture. He said in a very deep voice, "Good to meet you. Hope this will get back to us, those cursed ones." I just could not help staring at him. He was pitch black, not as dark or black as Tara, who was literally impossible to see, but his top body, the human body, was so black and almost was shining back, and his lower body down to all four hoofs was hairy Capricorn body. The hair was shining almost blackish blue. He had long black hair that looked wild going down his back. And he had piercing blue eyes. Wow, what a beautiful creature. Tiko continued. We have here 3 representatives also from the ancient Moorbairns tribe. They are strong and fast if we need to transport anyone who is weaker from weaker from being cursed for a long time. They can also run both 2- and 4-legged faster than any human. Meet the tribe warriors, Deep Claw, Stonehinge, and Garnock. Deep Claw is also the tribe leader. Now I realized that I only saw parts of them earlier. 3 massive berry-looking creatures raised up to their back feet. They were much like humans, just a lot bigger, but clearer still at the same time bears. Wow. Thank gosh they were on our side. I would not want to meet one of these warriors at Forest Bath. They all nodded to us. Automatically I bowed my head. I saw from the corner of my eyes the others did the same. I said, "It is truly an honor to give any help I can give in this situation. It's an honor to work with and for all of you." I made sure that I would bow my head with the respect, and it was truly understood by the rest of the creatures. Tara said, "Thank you for all joining. Let's first eat. Dinner is now ready, and then we form a plan of what to do if we run into Bazur. That is very important for everyone to know. Tomorrow we will see in the second wood shore the beach, what spells Sarah and Jack must learn and perform to undo the curses." Everyone seemed happy with this proposal and jumped toward the fire to pick what food was prepared for them. I saw big grilled fishes there and figured out that those were for Seafarer, Jack, and I. I went to get them and handed each of us fish. I took the smallest one and handed the 2 big ones for the guys. They were twice my size, so they would need more food than I did. Besides, the fish I had in my hand still looked huge. We all started to eat with a good appetite. Oh boy, the food was again delicious. I looked over Jack and saw his eyes widening after tasting the fish. He looked at me. "This is the best food I have ever eaten." I saw some creatures chuckle. This was amazing evening. Fire, new friends, moonlight, and great food. What else there is in the life? Tomorrow is still far away. We will figure out a way to release those creatures. I'm sure of it. I felt like I was about to fall asleep. I heard Tora's voice far away saying something that we will continue tomorrow, but I was already sleeping, dreaming exploring Myria without Bazur threats and curses.